What a wonderful night in London, full of lights, music, and celebration. Families gathered together, enjoying warm meals, laughter, and a cozy sense of togetherness. But now, let's leave London behind and travel across the Atlantic to New York City in the year 1840. Broadway in New York is loud, fast, and full of energy. The streets are busy, even dangerous. Tonight, a massive snowstorm has blanketed Manhattan. The wheels of carriages are stuck, the roads are slippery, and chaos rules the streets. People are shouting, "Get out of the way!" and rushing to move quickly. Even in the snow, the city never stops. While London was perfecting quiet, cozy family gatherings, New York was creating something very different. This city had once been New Amsterdam, and the Dutch settlers who lived here had left behind a mysterious figure. They called him Santa Claus, a spirit who would reward the good and punish the naughty. Unlike British traditions, which focused on church and feasts, New Yorkers were waiting for this magical figure. Over time, this myth would change how people all over the world celebrate Christmas. But Santa Claus needed a new look. Travel uptown with me to the quiet orchards of Chelsea. Here, in a large estate, a professor named Clement Clark Moore decided to write a poem for his children. He didn't describe a skinny, solemn saint. Instead, he imagined a jolly round elf with a big belly and flying reindeer. He called it A Visit from St. Nicholas. By the 1840s, Moore's poem had become extremely popular. In a way, he had invented the modern Santa Claus right here in Manhattan. Now, let's step back into the busy streets of Broadway. Look at the shop windows, gas lights shining, toys piled high, and streets full of people. While London focused on church and prayer during Christmas, New York was creating something new, the holiday shopping season. Wooden horses, tin soldiers, and imported dolls filled the windows. Christmas was no longer just about prayers, it was about buying gifts, enjoying treats, and sharing joy. And the food was different too. Walk past the street carts on the Bowery and you'll smell oysters sizzling under flickering lanterns. Millions of oysters were eaten on the icy sidewalks, shucked right in front of eager customers. Instead of saving for a roast goose like Londoners, New Yorkers bought wild turkeys by the thousands. For dessert, the Dutch influence appeared again, fried cakes called oliebollen, similar to today's donuts, fried in hog fat and sprinkled with sugar. These treats kept the city warm and energized in the cold winter nights. But not everything was peaceful. Christmas in New York could also be dangerous. Roaming the streets were gangs of young men called the Columbian bands. They carried makeshift instruments and caused trouble, making some nights terrifying for ordinary citizens. So, while London's Christmas was quiet, warm, and family-centered, New York's holiday was loud, chaotic, and full of surprises. It was a city inventing new traditions where shopping, food, and fun mingled with danger and excitement. But not everyone in New York was celebrating peacefully. They didn't sing carols like in London. Instead, they banged on pots, blew tin horns, and demanded free alcohol from the wealthy. If someone refused to give them a drink, they might even smash a brick through their window. Christmas night here could feel less like a holy celebration and more like a citywide purge. Head downtown to the infamous Five Points neighborhood. In 1842, the famous writer Charles Dickens visited this slum and was shocked. He said it was worse than anything he had seen in London. Here, Christmas was not about feasts or gifts, it was a fight for survival. The streets were ruled by gangs like the Dead Rabbits, and there were no roasted turkeys or fancy desserts, only mud, coal smoke, and cheap gin. This was the harsh, gritty reality of New York that history books often forget to mention. Yet, even as the city's darker side thrived, the celebrations went on. As the sun set over the harbor, sleighs raced through the streets, dodging snow and chaos. New York had taken the old traditions of Europe, mixed them together in its melting pot, and sped them up.
From this city came the modern symbols of Christmas: the flying reindeer, the jolly round Santa Claus, the energy, the noise, and the excitement. While London represented the calm, soul-filled side of Christmas, New York became its energy, its movement, its unpredictable heart. If you liked this video, smash that subscribe button. And don't miss out. Check out our next video for more amazing stories.